You've been doing everything they told you to do. You've cut back on sweets, you're watching your portions, and you're more active than you've been in years. But when you look in the mirror, that stubborn weight around your middle hasn't changed. In fact, some mornings it looks puffier than ever. If you're over 40, this isn't about willpower. Your body has changed, and it's responding to a different set of rules than it did in your 20s and 30s. There's a biological reason why the same strategies that used to work simply don't anymore, and it has everything to do with how your body handles stress. By the end of this video, you'll understand what's really happening inside your body, and more importantly, what you can do about it that actually fits into your real life. Here's what most doctors won't take the time to explain: the fat around your midsection, what scientists call visceral fat, is fundamentally different from fat elsewhere on your body. Think of it this way: this deep belly fat is loaded with receptors for cortisol, your body's main stress hormone. While the fat on your arms or legs might barely notice stress signals, your belly fat picks them up like a radio antenna. The more stress you're under, whether from work deadlines, caregiving responsibilities, financial worries, or even lack of sleep, the more your body directs storage straight to your midsection. And here's where it gets frustrating: as this visceral fat grows, it actually produces inflammatory chemicals that trigger even more cortisol. It becomes a cycle that feeds itself. The tissue essentially recruits more stress hormones to ensure its own survival. This explains something you may have noticed: people who eat very little but still carry weight around their middle. Their bodies are stuck in what I call preservation mode. Why dieting alone isn't enough. Now, you might be thinking, but I barely eat sugar anymore. My blood sugar should be fine. Here's the part that surprises most people over 40: your body can raise your blood sugar even when you haven't eaten anything. When you're stressed, whether it's from a rough night's sleep, a tense conversation, or chronic worry, your liver acts like a backup generator. It actually manufactures glucose, blood sugar, from other materials in your body through a process called gluconeogenesis. Your body thinks it needs emergency fuel. So you wake up after fasting all night, but because you're stressed, your liver has been pumping glucose into your bloodstream. Your pancreas sees this sugar and releases insulin to manage it. Now you have high stress hormones and high insulin, all before breakfast. Since insulin is the hormone that tells your body to store rather than burn fat, you're effectively locked out of weight loss, even while eating carefully. For women entering perimenopause or menopause, this effect is amplified. As estrogen declines, cortisol's effects become more pronounced, and the body preferentially stores fat in the midsection. This isn't your fault, it's hormonal physics. For men over 40, declining testosterone levels mean less muscle mass and a slower metabolism, while cortisol's effects on belly fat storage increase. The 3 common mistakes. Mistake number 1: too much steady-state cardio. We were told for years that to lose weight, we needed to spend lots of time on the treadmill or elliptical. Many of us are still following that advice. But here's what the research shows: long sessions of moderate intensity cardio, like jogging for 45 minutes to an hour, can actually raise cortisol levels, especially if you're doing it daily without adequate recovery. For our ancestors, long-duration movement meant migrating without food, a stressful situation. Your body still interprets it that way. Chronic cardio can break down muscle tissue, which you need to maintain metabolism, raise cortisol, and push fat storage toward your belly. You might see the scale drop, but you're losing muscle, not fat. You become smaller but softer, with a slower metabolism. Mistake number 2: aggressive fasting without proper support. Intermittent fasting has become popular, and when done right, it can be beneficial. But if you're sleeping poorly, managing chronic stress, or rushing through demanding days and then forcing your body to go 18 to 20 hours without food, you're not resetting your system, you're crashing it. Your body perceives the lack of incoming nutrition as confirmation of a famine. The stress of the fast adds to the stress of your life. Your thyroid slows down, your energy plummets, and your body holds on to belly fat because it's the only reserve it has. If you're on medications for diabetes, blood pressure, or other conditions, fasting requires medical supervision. Always consult your healthcare provider first. Mistake number 3, poor sleep quality. This is the silent saboteur, especially after 40. You might be in bed for 7 to 8 hours, but if you're waking up at 2 or 3 a.m. with your mind racing, unable to fall back asleep easily, you're experiencing what's called a nocturnal hypoglycemic event. While you sleep, your blood sugar naturally drops. If it drops too quickly, your brain senses a threat. It triggers a release of adrenaline and cortisol to wake your liver and produce emergency glucose. That adrenaline surge is what jolts you awake. The problem is twofold. 1. You miss deep sleep, where growth hormone, your body's natural fat-burning, muscle-building hormone, is released. 2. You spend the night bathing in stress hormones instead of recovery hormones. You wake up puffy, holding water, feeling unrest, and with belly fat storage turned on high. The solution framework. The good news, you can change this. You just need to send your body the right signals that say, it's safe. We have resources. You can let go of the emergency reserves. Solution number 1, movement that heals, not hurts. Replace chronic cardio with strategic walking. Take a 10 to 15 minute walk immediately after your main meals. This is gentle on your joints and incredibly effective. When you walk after eating, your muscles pull glucose out of your bloodstream mechanically, without requiring a large insulin spike. You're using your muscles as a glucose disposal system. This keeps blood sugar stable, lowers post-meal cortisol, and preserves your fat-burning state. Add brief intensity once or twice a week. Instead of long jogs, try short bursts of higher effort, maybe 20 to 30 seconds of brisk walking uphill or on stairs, followed by rest. Even chair exercises with resistance bands work. This brief intensity triggers growth hormone release. Studies show increases of 300 to 400%, which counteracts cortisol and builds muscle. You get the metabolic benefit without the wear and tear on aging joints. Solution number 2, protect your sleep. If you're the person waking at 3 a.m., here's a protocol that may help. Discuss with your doctor, especially if you're diabetic. Before bed, a small amount of raw honey, about 1 teaspoon, with a pinch of high-quality sea salt. The honey provides a steady, small stream of liver glycogen, just enough to prevent your blood sugar from crashing during the night. The salt helps regulate stress hormones and fluid balance. By preventing the crash, you prevent the adrenaline spike that wakes you. You stay asleep through the deep restorative phases where cortisol drops and growth hormone rises. Other sleep hygiene essentials. Keep your bedroom cool, 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Avoid screens 1 hour before bed. Consider magnesium glycinate, consult your doctor. Establish a consistent bedtime routine. Solution number 3, eat enough protein. If you are going to practice intermittent fasting or time-restricted eating, you must eat adequately during your eating window. Target protein intake. Aim for roughly 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per pound of your ideal body weight. If you want to weigh 150 pounds, that's 105 to 150 grams of protein per day. Protein is highly satiating, supports muscle maintenance, critical after 40, and triggers glucagon, a hormone that opposes insulin. This signals abundance. It tells your body, we have resources. It's safe to build muscle and release fat stores. Good sources: eggs, Greek yogurt, fish, chicken, lean beef, cottage cheese, legumes, protein shakes if needed. If you can't hit your protein target, shorten your fasting window. Eating less frequently but then undereating protein is counterproductive. Solution number 4, the stress reset button. You can't think your stress away, but you can biochemically lower it. The gratitude practice. Spend 60 seconds before meals or before bed actively feeling appreciation for something specific. Not just thinking it, feeling it. This could be gratitude for your morning coffee, the sunrise, a loved one, or even just the fact that you're still here and working on your health. When you generate genuine appreciation, your heart rate variability improves and your biochemistry shifts. You activate oxytocin, the bonding hormone, which directly lowers cortisol. It puts the brakes on your fight-or-flight system. Other proven stress reducers for seniors. gentle yoga or tai chi. Deep breathing exercises, for 7-8 technique. Spending time in nature. Social connection, phone calls, community groups. Creative hobbies, gardening, crafts, music. You're not fighting a simple math problem. You're working with a body that has changed, and that's normal. After 40, hormones shift, muscle mass naturally declines, and stress has a bigger impact than it used to. But here's what you can control. White heavy checkmark. Stop chronic cardio that drains you. Start walking after meals and brief intensity work that builds you. Stop undereating protein. Start fueling with adequate protein to signal safety and preserve muscle. Stop accepting poor sleep. Start the pre-bed protocol to protect deep restorative sleep. Stop letting stress run unchecked. Start daily practices, walking, gratitude, breathing, to manually lower cortisol. When you send your body signals of safety and abundance rather than scarcity and threat, it responds by letting go of emergency fat stores. Important, this information is for educational purposes only and is not medical advice. If you're over 40, especially if you have diabetes, heart disease, thyroid issues, or take medications, consult your healthcare provider before making significant changes to your diet, exercise, or fasting routine. Your doctor should know your current medications, especially for blood sugar, blood pressure, thyroid. Any history of eating disorders, sleep disorders or sleep apnea. Cardiovascular conditions. Hormone replacement therapy status. What to discuss with your doctor. Whether intermittent fasting is appropriate for you. If the honey protocol is safe given your blood sugar status. What exercise intensity is safe for your current fitness level. Whether you need hormone testing, thyroid, cortisol, testosterone/estrogen. If this resonated with you, if you're dealing with that stubborn midsection weight and especially if you're waking up at 3 a.m. feeling alert when you should be sleeping, you're not alone, and it's not your fault. Drop a comment below. Are you stuck in the 3 a.m. wake-up cycle? Have you noticed your body responding differently to diet and exercise than it did 10 years ago? I read every comment, and your experiences help me create content that addresses the real challenges you're facing.